This is the official UFC fighter aura tier list, with S being the best and D being the worst. One by one, I'm gonna reveal every single UFC champion and explain which kind of aura they possess. Starting with Khamzat Chimaev, who just became the middleweight champion. I have to be honest, Khamzat had in the last 4 years a lot of aura, especially when he was coming up, but he lost a lot of it because he was inactive, he got injured, and he was just not there when there were the big fights, you know. And even his win, it was a great win, but it was a little bit boring and there was no finish, so naturally that took a little bit of aura away from him. Nevertheless, I would put him in the B tier, and I think he can easily get higher with the next fight if he has a finish or if he just shows up and has an exciting fight. So he could easily go up. The next fighter, it's gonna be Merab, and Merab is an interesting case because when he was coming up, it's kind of like the opposite of Khamzat. When he was coming up, he had no aura at all. Everyone just hated him because he had a boring fighting style and so far. But especially with the Umar fight and the Sean O'Malley rematch, this changed because he became an exciting fighter and people start to like him. So I would say that Merab, right now, he's an A tier. Also, you shouldn't forget that he is the bantamweight GOAT, and it's not even close. If someone says that Dominic Cruz is the bantamweight GOAT, they have no idea, you know? Merab is the bantamweight GOAT, so this gives him a lot of aura. The next one is gonna be Pantoja. Pantoja is an interesting case because he doesn't get the recognition that he deserves because he has already cleaned up his division. He's a great fighter, he's a cool dude, and he's one of the best champions. But for some reason, people just don't pay attention. And if people don't pay attention, you cannot have high aura. I think for the hardcore fans, he possesses a lot of aura, but I'm going from the perspective of a casual fan. He doesn't have too much, so I would put him in C tier. The next one is gonna be Volkanovski. Volkanovski is an interesting case because one might argue that he just won the belt again, even though so many people thought he's never gonna win the belt again. But I still think when it comes to aura, this does not help too much because most people that I talk to say that he's gonna lose his next fights. It doesn't even matter who he's gonna face, but he's gonna lose. And if people have this opinion about you, you cannot have high aura, like it's clear. So I will put him in the C tier as well, maybe even in the D tier, because I feel like most people don't even see him as a great fighter anymore because he's gotten so old, you know. I would put him in the C tier, to be honest. Then we have JDM, Jack Della Maddalena. He has a really cool name, to be honest, Jack Della Maddalena. This gives him some aura. I think the Belal fight helped him a lot when it comes to aura, because I don't feel like he has the biggest personality, but the fight was great, and he's the finisher. He's a great guy. He's gonna fight Islam, so the fact that he's gonna fight Islam is gonna give him a lot of aura, and he's just an entertaining fighter, and in this time of the UFC, being entertaining is really high value. So I would put him over Chimaev and even in front of Merab. I think he has a little bit more aura than Merab. However, he has no real personality, so I cannot put him into the S tier. And also, he doesn't have too many great wins. I mean, of course, Belal, Gilbert Burns, those are great wins, but he's still relatively new, so he could easily go up to S tier. If you were to beat Islam, he's going to the S tier. But right now, he's in the A tier. Then we got Ilya. Ilya is an interesting case. I think Ilya is right now, like with Islam Makhachev, the superstar of the sport and kind of the future of the sport. Like the way he beat Charles, Max, and Volk is super impressive. And he also has some good mic skills. He's a great guy, to be honest. I like him a lot. And even I really enjoyed the scene with the Nelk Boys, where the Nelk Boys like disrespected the wife of him and he got really angry at him. That gave him a lot of aura, you know. He's just a good man and I like him a lot. I was so upset when he beat Volk because I love Volk. I was so upset when he beat Max because I love Max. But this gives him a lot of aura, you know, like he's fighting the best of the best. I would say that the Charles win is not that impressive because Charles is already washed, but the Max and Volk win are great. I would put him definitely in the S tier. But maybe not number one, but in the S tier. Then we got Ankalaev. About Ankalaev, there's not really much to say. He beat Bortan, but it wasn't the most exciting fight. The problem with Ankalaev is that he also doesn't speak English at all, so it's difficult for a fighter to get aura if they don't even speak English. So I would say about him that he would go into the D tier. And I don't really see him even going up because he doesn't have the most exciting fighting style and he doesn't speak English. So I think he's just gonna have low aura for the rest of his career. And so I'm gonna put him here. What I would also say is that Islam Makhachev, right now he's not a champion, but if he becomes the welterweight champion, he's gonna have the highest aura in the UFC. Right now, I even think he has higher aura than Ilya. He would be here, but he's not a champion, so I cannot include him into this list. But I think this looks great. Like Ilya is like in the S tier, Islam would be in the S tier, Jack Della Maddalena, Merab, he's doing a great job. Like Merab is doing a great job of improving his aura. Khamzat lost a little bit, but he can come back. Pantoja, Volk, and at the end we have Ankalaev.